Hey guys, so I'm doing an unboxing and first impressions video. I just got it in the mail. I haven't even gone to open it yet. On the new Jeffree Star palette. Now before, I just feel like I have to do a disclaimer. I very openly disliked his first palette. I was really excited for it. The colors and everything were right up my alley, and it was just the quality of some of the shadows in it were good, but most of them were crap, like straight up crap. So why did I buy this one? I am genuinely curious to see if this is any better, because he did say that the formulas have been reformulated and everything, so I just want to see. And the colors kind of intrigued me because it's kind of a weird color palette. Like on the idea of the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette that has, is it the second one? That has like that mustardy color that is just a color you don't always see. So I got this from Beautylish for two reasons. Number one, Beautylish ships within like a day or two, and whenever I order from Jeffree Star, it takes a week plus to get here. And number two, I had a $20 gift card for Beautylish, so I only paid $25 for this and not $45. So I figured it wasn't a huge loss if I end up not liking this one. Now, I like the way Beautylish's stuff comes packaged, like much better than the Jeffree Star site. I mean, his comes packaged fine, but it doesn't have the cool, this is like wrapping paper that has his tattoo designs all over it or something. And it's like super duper padded. And then you have this little thing that's wrapped and more paper around the palette itself. I need to cut this because I can't untie it. And this is like a paper bag that it's all wrapped in, and it feels like there's bubble wrap inside here too. And there is another set of bubble wrap. And it is the same size as the first palette was. Let me get this out. Oh my goodness, okay. The first palette was like a bright bubblegum pink and kind of looked like kids' makeup almost. This is a maroon with gold on it. And the inside is pink. Oh, and the palette itself is bright pink, but this one is like fake snakeskin almost. It's like textured. So that's what that looks like. Again, it's huge, just like the first one. I was very impressed with how big and how much product it was. So my shadow is broken. God damn it. I have not had luck at all with makeup this week. With ordering anything this week. I had a computer chair from Staples that they gave me the wrong chair because the wrong box was in the chair. I had a Wet n Wild makeup order that they gave me the wrong order, and now my flippin' Swallow color is broken here. So I'm gonna have to email them and see if I can get a replacement and send this one back, but I'm gonna swatch it anyway. So God damn it. Alright, I'm going to go down with the camera here so that you guys can see. I want to do brush swatches and hand swatches, so let me get a brush. So even with all that packaging, that color still broke. Now, that's just telling me that maybe the matte shadows are super soft. I don't know. We will find out here. I didn't have too much of a problem with the matte shades in the first palette. It was like that gold glitter shade was just straight grit. I'm putting a white paper underneath because my desk is ugly. So the mirror, full-size mirror on the top has like old school looking mirror around it. You know what, I'm gonna I want to cover this so that you can't I cover it with my phone, okay, so that it's not like glaring back at the screen. Alright, so let's get swatching here. This first color is called Frosting. Okay, that one's pretty smooth. It's like a peachy gold. So that one's pretty decently pigmented. I'm gonna do a brush swatch right next to it. Feels like one that you kind of have to build, but not too bad. This is with no primer or anything, so if I find that the mattes have a problem sticking, I'll put some primer, but that one didn't seem to need anything. Sorry, my chair is so noisy. That's why I bought a new one, but they gave me the wrong one. Alright, so then we have Safe Word. Oh, my hands are like all stained with this blue color now because it's all over everything. Safe Word is just like a matte tan color, I guess. Well, tan compared to my skin tone anyway. That is a nice transition shade, and it's like the Courtney color in the first palette, which was my favorite color out of that palette because it actually worked nicely. Very smooth and creamy even though it's a matte. And let's do a brush swatch. Little bit of fallout, not too bad. Alright. 2 down, and so far they're both better than the last palette was. So let's hope it keeps going that way. Then we have Charm. Right, is that what that says? Yes, Charm. This is, I don't want to get blue all over everything. This is like a matte pumpkin color. Matte pumpkin-y orange. That one's pretty decently pigmented. And that one you kind of have to build, but not bad. Alright, Deja Vu. This looks like a copper. This one's a little harder than the other shades, but it's very pigmented. Yeah, that's like a straight up penny color. Very pretty. And then let's do a brush swatch next to it. Definitely not as pigmented with the brush as it is with my finger, but it is buildable, so I am curious to see how these blend out and everything, so I might play with them in a blending brush after this. Then we have Dominatrix, which I believe is already a liquid lip color that he has. Way too dark for me, so I wouldn't get that lipstick, but it's like a deep brown, another matte shade. So there are more. It looks like everything in this palette is matte except for Frosting, Deja Vu, and Fetish. So definitely more of a matte palette than the first one was. That is very pigmented. And a brush swatch. Kind of powdery with the brush application, but looks like it might be buildable. This one looks like it might be a pain to blend and stuff. I don't know. Maybe not. Like I said, I just got it, so I haven't had a chance to play with it on my eyes or anything yet. We have Androgyny, which I believe is a liquid lipstick too. This is like a deep plum. Again, a matte shade. Maybe they stuck with more mattes this time because the mattes in the last palette were definitely way better than the glittery ones. So we'll do a brush. This is another one that's not as pigmented with the brush, but you kind of have to build it up. That's probably the most disappointing one so far, but I mean, it's not terrible. Alright, then we have Fetish, which is, it's not metallic like these two, but it's got some shimmer in it. It's like a deep red. Actually, see, it's pretty much matte. There's like little tiny hints of some sparkles in it, but I guess I would call that a matte shade. It's a very weird color palette. Just like looking at it, this green is a really cool color, but it's like, it just seems out of place. So here is a brush swatch. Again, a lot of fallout with the brush. Can you see down there how it's like powdery? So there's that. I think I will do, or I will film sometime this week, a get ready with me using this so that I can show you guys how it works on the eyes. Or maybe not if they have me send this one back because it's broken. So I will do a get ready with me video with this palette sometime in the near future. Alright, so Military. Very cool army green. And this one feels a little drier than the other mattes. It's not as creamy, but it's still pretty pigmented. That's just such a weird eyeshadow color. Definitely don't have one like this. This one's not applying all that great with the brush. It might be because my hand was still a little wet there. That's why it's darker there than everywhere else, but that one's a little bit patchy. Then we have Poison. This looks like a deep teal. This one's got that same like drier texture like Military. It's a pretty bluish, very dark teal. That one's not as pigmented as I thought it would be. Kind of have to build that one up. So let's see how it looks with a brush. I don't know if it's because I'm using a flatter, stiff brush, but it's got so much like powdery fallout. Yeah, that one. This one and I can't say that word. Androgyny are kind of a bummer because they're not very pigmented. And then we have Swallow. This is a deep blue and it's broken. Feels kind of dry. Very pretty color though. And again, crap pigmentation. So I'm really, really happy I didn't pay full price for this because look at this one doesn't even build up. Alright, let's try it with a brush. Sometimes when you have crap pigmentation with your finger, it applies much better with a brush, so let's try that. Nope. I'm gonna stick some primer on my hand. This is the worst color out of all of them. I'm gonna use my Kat Von D primer. Scandalous using a Kat Von D product with a Jeffree Star product. You guys know, if you're new to my channel, you don't, but if you don't know, but if you've watched my videos for a while, you know I don't get involved in like the drama with all these makeup companies and people. I'm just here for the makeup, and I like trying different makeup and stuff. That's why I bought this palette even though I hated the first one. Alright, so with primer, much better application as you can see, but I don't think this is gonna blend very easily. I'm not sure, I don't know. I don't use blues that are this shade too much on my eyes, but I'll see what I can do to make it work. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna use primer for which I'll do Poison and Androgyny because those two were both kind of sketchy application wise too. So I'm gonna put primer on those, under those, and we'll see Androgyny. Definitely makes it stick better to the skin. Like whatever these shadows, I haven't even looked at the ingredients, but they don't put enough of an ingredient in it that would make it stick to the skin, you know? Alright, so then Poison. Poison and Swallow are very similar on the skin. That one's Poison and this one's Swallow. I mean, in the pan that one looks way more green and that one looks way more blue, but on the skin, kind of hard to decipher which one's which. So take that for what you will. I'm not impressed with this palette either, and I'm probably gonna get comments saying I'm stupid for buying this one even though I didn't like the first one, but I'm not just making this video for the sake of like bashing him or anything. I am pretty disappointed that that bottom color is broken, so I'm not sure if I'm just gonna ask for a refund from Beautylish or ask them to send me. I've never had to return anything from them before, so I don't know if they have you send this one back and they send you another one or how that works. So I'm gonna actually go email them right now, but I just wanted to do a first impressions, like, so you guys can hear my thoughts as I'm opening this up and swatching it, and that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to you guys in my next video.